everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having a fantabulous weekend. My dogs are out in the yard with me today, so if I look off to the side, it's just because I want to make sure that they're doing okay. Right now, Ghost is fetching a ball. And Sky is trying to stop him from playing with the ball. Here they are. You'll see a dog dropping balls at my feet, and I'm going to ignore him, which is probably the height of dog cruelty. I'm sorry. Anyway, if you didn't already watch the Chicken and Garden update, go do it. It's exciting. Things are starting to happen in the garden at last. But that's not why we're here today. We're here to talk about our Sunday musing. And this week it's about FUD. Fear, uncertainty and doubt. We're making a video on the channel. We'll be publishing it in a few weeks, talking about how FUD is on the rise in the world, especially in countries where there's going to be an election this year, and how certain political groups don't want you driving an electric vehicle. But I want some input from you before I make that video. Specifically, where do you think EV FUD is the worst right now? Like, where are you seeing it the most? Are you seeing it on a social media platform like Facebook or X? Or maybe you're seeing it on Mastodon. I really haven't seen a whole lot on Mastodon. And Mastodon is very specific. You choose who to follow, and certain servers don't migrate into your server unless your server admin picks that. And in that way, it's a little bit more of an echo chamber, so you're less likely to see anti-EV FUD if you follow a bunch of EV-friendly and environmentally friendly people. But I know there is some. Maybe you're seeing it from a particular news outlet. Maybe you have a national broadcaster, or maybe you have a local news channel who's really hammering on EVs. Or whether you think it's really bad on YouTube. Earlier this week, an EV story popped up on YouTube, recommended to me. The time I saw it, it had like 500 views, but it was rapidly gaining in popularity. And when I clicked on it, just because I was curious, it was basically a 5-minute AI-generated, AI-narrated, AI-edited video. We've talked about those a lot before on this channel. That was spouting this information about electric vehicles, saying there was nowhere to charge them, they don't go very far, they're rubbish in cold weather, all of that stuff. That is demonstrably false. I mean, yeah, range of any vehicle drops in winter. And yes, we need more charging infrastructure. But making sweeping generalizations that clearly were not appropriate and not correct. I know that a lot of people have said that there's a rise in misinformation on X. And as most of you will know, I am no longer on X because I won't have a social media account on a platform owned by someone who is against who I am as a person and has promoted anti-trans stuff. And made other comments that are frankly horrendous. This week, I think Elon Musk was making comments about migrants and blaming migrants for the fact that rent is so high. And I don't want any part of that, and you probably know that. But I would love to know if we can identify kind of where the misinformation comes from. Earlier this week, in fact, the day I'm recording this, so hands up, I'm recording this on Tuesday. The day I'm recording this, I'm publishing a video to the main site talking about the Automobile Dealer Association and how mostly NADA members don't seem to want EVs. And again, they've been peddling some misinformation, not the entire organisation, but some of their members. And other parts of NADA have been trying to encourage EV adoption. So there's always two sides to any particular story. In the case of the NADA story, I did some digging and discovered just, how much money has been donated to political campaigns by auto dealer associations and automakers. And it's kind of shocking. It's 2.8 million and is it 2.8? I think it's 2.8. It might have been 1.8. I don't have the figures and I can't remember the script. Already this year, and it's not even the end of the first week of February at the time of recording it, although it will be in the second week of February when you watch this. And again, misinformation is rife, not a lot of fact checking, not a lot of critical thinking going on when it comes to what is considered poor misinformation or FUD for EVs. And look, as I said, both sides can work to improve it. I am aware, very much aware, that there are EV advocates who will quite happily and freely engage in the same kind of FUD and nonsense about internal combustion engine vehicles that they complain about people doing for EVs. So it's kind of a two-way street. But specifically, I want to know where you think misinformation about EVs is most rife. Try and nail it down. Maybe there's a YouTube channel that's particularly pernicious about its misinformation. I know Hoovy's Garage has come onto a lot of criticism for it in the past. Maybe it's just a news network. Maybe it's a particular anchor on a local TV station. Maybe it's a particular group of social media folks. I know that in our comments section, we actually have a lot of EV FUD spread by Tesla superfans. And it's unfortunate. I don't know much about them. I don't know if they're bots or if they're actually people. I think in most cases they're actually people. But they will say things about how terrible everybody else's electric vehicle is. And that it feels like they're actually working to slow down EV adoption, not encourage it. Because there are plenty of people who will look at that and go, well, I can't afford a Tesla, so I'm not going to buy an EV. And that, again, is counter to EV claims. Finally, while we're on the subject of YouTube, how do you spot the bots? How do you spot the bots and the paid comment farms? Paid comment farms are a big thing now. You get a load of low-paid people who sit in an office for 8 to 10 hours a day, and their job is literally to post misinformation. They'll have a bunch of different aliases on different social media networks, and they'll just post misinformation about a particular thing. I know we get a lot of them for EVs. I've spotted them in the past because very often you'll get the same comment posted by different handles, although that's less common now. You also get AI comment bot farms that do the same thing. But generally how I notice if someone is is insincere about their comments, or they're being paid to do it, or they are in fact a bot, the easiest way to do it is to look at their handle, their name, their user ID. If it's a name followed by a long series of numbers, chances are they're probably not a real human with real views. They might be a real human with paid views, or they are most likely a bot. And we have seen such a rise in bots. It's one of the reasons why we've stopped moderating comments, because the transphobic comments have gone through the roof. The anti-EV comments have gone through the roof. The comments telling us to, unalive ourselves have gone through the roof. And it's a full-time job to try and stay on top of it. So we've basically gone, you know what, we're just not going to waste our time doing that. We're going to focus on making cool content instead. And some of you lovely people engage with the people that are actually real as opposed to the people who aren't. And it's then very easy to see who is a paid shill and who isn't. But I'd love to know if you have any tips on how you go about, figuring out who that person is. Ghost has just tried to put the ball on the back step of the truck because I'm looking up at the camera, which is on the bed of the truck. I will throw it literally in about a minute. I've got a minute left. Is that okay? He's given me the side eye. So let me know how you go about identifying them. Sometimes there are tells in the images, if it looks like a model. Probably it is a model and they've just lifted someone's photo from online. And by the way, before I finish, just a PSA for you. Please do not use AI for image generation. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. I've received emails and contacts from multiple people this week who've used generative APIs, ChatGPT, that kind of stuff, to generate art. And they go, oh, what do you think? And the reality is that art is generally produced by stealing other people's art, by ingesting huge amounts of art. Very often that is copyrighted, and then using that to train the computer to generate its own art. And we shouldn't be doing that. It's depriving real artists of their jobs. Don't support them. Just like if you watch a video and you see a video that is clearly AI generated and AI narrated and AI edited, report the thing, because it really does threaten the livelihood of people like us at this channel. And that's scary. So on that kind of depressing note, let me know how you identify the fudsters and the bots and the nasty comments, and also let me know where it is the most prevalent. I will see you next week for another Sunday Musing, and hopefully I'll be able to nip outside when it's dry. There's more rain on the way, but like I say, that's more of a chicken and garden thing. Thanks for joining me today, and if you've got thoughts, make sure you leave them below in our Discord chat room, or you can reach out to us on Mastodon. Thanks to the amazing list of people scrolling right by on your screen right now. They are some of the more than 1,500 people who help fund this channel every month through Patreon and YouTube, covering our bills, paying our team, and making sure that we can remain 100% independent. If you'd like to join them and see your name listed here, just follow the links below. There are a range of different tiers you can sign up for, from as little as $1 a month, or if you pay yearly, just under $11 a year. A massive welcome to our newest supporters: Carl B. Knapp, Stoyle Pankoff, Smithers, John Strott, Kelly, Joseph Valentinetti, John Flint, and Nate Fritz. To join the list and get your shout out, become a paid Patreon member for your week of fame. If you'd like to support us with a one-off donation, you'll find links below to make Ko-fi and Bitcoin donations, and we even have an old-fashioned PO box you can reach us at. The address is also below. And if you're in need of some swag, you'll find our swag store also in the down below. This month, we're campaigning for an end to charging deserts with an amazing new t-shirt design by our in-house artist and animator, Erin. Get yours today by heading to our Redbubble store. We've got some great content coming up, so make sure you're subscribed on PeerTube or YouTube, and we'll see you soon. We make new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you want more, the mighty algorithm thinks you'll enjoy this video, but we think that this one is also well worth a look. See you soon, and as always, keep evolving.